Hello and welcome. Today, in this, or more accurately for me, tonight in this video, I will be building the brand new Agora Models AH-64D Longbow attack helicopter. Now, as you can see by these boxes, albeit they are out of order, and I'm gonna make sure you can kind of see. The first 4-pack in stages are actually in a very nice and quite easy to open containment system with a nice little display in the back and a little bit of information on each box. So this would be our stage 4. Stage 3, I just noticed has a giant hole in it. I just hope there's nothing missing. Check player. Just moving some stuff around. Here's our stage 2, and we actually do have a test board right here, so we can test all of our electronics as we go. And here's our stage 1. And this thing is pretty heavy, but extremely detailed. Now, they do come with always come with a free screwdriver. I do have one right here from Hatchet, which I might rely on if things are in an awkward position, but for the most part, I'm probably going to stick to my maybe I forget. I don't know. This one does pretty good without handle. That's all I'm trying to say. So I'll probably stick with this one for the most part. Now, before I start, in the box, aside from those, we do get quite a bit of basically warnings, especially like some obvious ones like do not touch the blades when they're spinning, keep children out of reach. So basically keep them at distance and what's that last one? Sorry. Recurring check of blades. I'm not sure what that means, but basically we get a bunch of warnings. And just be aware. I'll set to the side for now. Because I honestly don't have any children to be wary of. Anyways, and we also get a little information thing right here. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that doesn't get. Okay, that's too big. I'm just going to set that there, and I'm just going to close this up. We get our information pack in booklet and poster, kind of like how we got with the U-96, with Optimus Prime, and Titanic. Anyways, in this model, we will begin, and this thing will be able to, if I can figure out. Okay, so this is the world's most advanced and proven attack and reconnaissance helicopter. I'm assuming that's what those say. Your fully customizable AH-64 Apache. Display base with weapons, full set of maintenance platforms, in flight or stationary, 3mm M230 chain gun, weapon storage, choice of engine. That one I'm gonna have to see. I'm excited to see about. Customizable rotors, so basically you can fold them or have them out. Opening compartments. Sorry, it took me a while to realize what that was saying, but that's right there. And then interchangeable weapons. So where you can choose your missiles, your rockets, your drop tanks. There's a lot you can choose from. There's your talking about promises and also your Agora Advantage program. Also, you have a little thing right there saying that it's licensed by Boeing. You have the signature of the founders, and as well, comes as a holster. Now, what they don't show, they don't mention it here, but oh nope, they do. It also comes in different nations, so you could choose which nation you want to do. Personally, I'm debating are doing Japan or America. Length is 24 inches long. Its width is 9 inches. Does it say? Not on here. It does not mention its height, but that's that. And now, I'll check my phone real quick. So let's see if there's any messages. All right, we can start the build. Let me just quickly get back to here. Okay, now that I'm back to the instructions, let's get pack 1 opened up. Like I said, it comes in a very nice containment system, which also, like I said, opens up extremely well. I'm feeling everything should be there since with that last pack, but I'm not 100% sure. Do not quote me on that. Oh, all right. Gotta be careful. I do not want to cut myself on the plastic. Oh, I did miss one. That's why you didn't come on. Right there. Like I said, there's your backplate, which says collector's model, not designed or intended to be played by children under 14 years of age, made in China, produced under license from Boeing, Boeing AH-64 Apache, the distinctive Boeing logos, product and markings, and trade dress are trademarks of the Boeing company. All right, so that's basically what these say. Let's set this to the side since I would like to at least keep one of them, primarily the nice large one that I got on this one. Oh, okay, that was not the right way to open it. Let's get this guy opened up. Toss the lid aside. All right. Now the first thing I want us to do is take this wire, which mine apparently doesn't come with a twist tie. Surprising, because I saw Ian from, I remember his YouTube channel really quick. Let me quickly look. up was Pristine Hobbies. All right, yeah, it was Pristine Hobbies. That's one. His was actually, I think he was just complaining about how these were wrapped. I don't remember, but nope. I gotta be careful. I do not want to damage this wire or the LED itself. But I do want, at the very least, smooth it out. And we do get a good bit of length on this wire. Actually, let me also Right, yeah, I'm just gonna set this aside for now. Okay, I just want to check. Yep, that works. I just want to see if my mic was working. Yeah, I see the drums. Anyways, actually, you know what? I will keep this over here for now. It'll just be easier for me to reach over and grab everything. Anyways, they want us to grab this piece, which is labeled as 1L. Is there any? Nope, it does not have any lettering to speak of, but for the most part, they want us to push it into here, and that's it that we're going to be doing with this light for now, so we can set this to the side. I'm going to have to find a place for that to make sure I don't lose it. But the next thing they want us to do is grab the giant metal tail and actually use this for now. First thing they're going to want us to do is set it down onto its back and there's some more one. No, so that means it's, yep, I see it now. Sorry, I'm just, you know what? Because I'm not going to use this, I'm going to get it. I will, at least, do that. There should be another one. Yeah, it's right there. All right. I'm just going to toss this because I don't need that. But we will need the tail now, as well as this guy, which is labeled 1K. And let me see, is it okay? It doesn't really matter which way it goes, but in one way. But there are some nubs that you are going to need to line up the holes with. All you really need to do is just push it down until those holes engage with the pegs. And that's that. Now we just flip it back over, grab our part labeled 1G, which is the part that I just had in my hand. But yeah, 1G looks like this. What you're going to do is push it through the hole right here. Make sure the arms line up with the holes on here. And you're going to hold it into place using 2 EP screws. That's AP. All right. Which you get 3, 7. So you're really going to be using 6 of these tiny silver screws. And they'll be going onto each side of the part that we just put on. Okay. And this, I'm going to try and be a bit more detailed. Actually, yeah, I didn't drop any. Good. Now that I have just used that, I'm going to leave those there. Oh, nope, I wanted to keep the head, but use the extension. Now, even though I'm going to plastic, I do want to make sure I am putting this in easily, so I'm going to dip it in oil after reloading it. I am going to pull and I'm just going to get started so that once I get the second one in, I'm going to make sure that's lined up. I can make sure both are in tight. Get that streak of oil off real quick. And like I said, since you're doing plastic to plastic, you don't want to over tie in. But once both are in, that's what you're looking at. There's a nice little detail right there. It doesn't look like it wants to go all the way down, but you know, it's whatever. But that's that for now. Now for you, it looks like I'm doing this upside down since, well, actually, no, it doesn't really matter. It might just look weird because I'm doing this in a way that I can actually see what I'm doing. Anyways, next thing they're going to want us to do is for 1M, which is our ball bearing, which actually is sitting underneath my 8-piece screws. So I do not actually need that. Let's get this bag open. Well, this is our ball bearing. Now there's two sides to this. There's one that is completely enclosed. There's no design to it, or not design, there's no opening or anything like that to it. And then there's this side where you can actually see the bearings. They want you to actually make sure the ball bearings are actually visible and facing up. This will sit on top of the part that we just screwed up and put into place and screw it into place, locking it. Now, once you have this in place, they want you to grab one M or one N, which is this part right here. And they want you to press this on into place. Try and make sure that is right. Is there All right, so yeah, there's you do want to make sure that you have this right. So where these four pins are, they want that facing down, and only the part with this frame right here, they want that facing. So press this down onto the part. It's supposed to be a certain way or not, but essentially they want you to press that down, locking that ball bearing into place. Next, they want you to grab your 1C and 1D parts, which are, I assume these are grab handles, but I'm not 100% sure. By the time another guy I've been following, which Todd, who has a website coming out for this model, in which, if I remember where, there you are. What? I'll keep the three that I'm actually doing close to there. His website, which I might link there, is called myapache-longbow.com. He doesn't have anything up just yet for it. Sorry, I'm just messaging someone really quick. But yeah, I will link him in my description, especially for the video later on. But for now, I'm just gonna do this way. Anyways, I want to make sure that you get this the right way. I'm trying to figure out which way is which. Okay, I see. This is going to be 1D. The way you can tell the difference is by looking at these parts right here. 1C has the larger triangular bits. 1D has the smaller. Here of the two. So 1D will be going in right there, but I am going to need to grab this. And very carefully scrape out, or if you have a small file or a small enough drill, you can drill this out. But I learned this on another YouTube channel. I believe this was from John Builds Iconic Models, or maybe even Ian did this, but one trick to this is you could, like I just did, carve out the holes a bit so they actually fit in a whole lot easier without requiring too much pressure on the nubs and accidentally break them off. Okay, I think this side could. Let's try and get the. Actually, all right. No, they have to do. But yeah, they will go there. Right away. Nope, I had it right. They're like so. Or so I'm trying to figure this out because they have oh, okay, yeah, this would have to go this way because that's the only way it wants to sit. Sorry, just let it scroll down. All right, yeah, I have it right now. Sorry, I just wanted to double check to make sure I do this right and I don't mistake. But essentially, now that we have that in the right orientation, we can grab our glue. Sorry, I was trying to find out where I put the glue. I've been using them mainly. Let me get some of our glue. Like, since I'm going into small pegs, I'm going to scrape that clean first. And let's get some glue onto the pegs. Push it on. Repeat the process. Okay, no, that still feels like it's going to be a bit large. Let's see, do I have, let's see if I can use this. Oh, actually, let's try this. I am tempted to just snip the X off. Oh, break up. Let's get a little bit more. Back on. Make sure we're going the right way. Okay, it's this one that seems to be a bit still too thick. Here, let's try this. Let's. You should have a flatter file there. Let's try this again. Just I think that'll just have to do. All right. Anyways, that's 1C and 1D into place. Now we can set this to the side because next we're going to need 1H, which is get out. Use my second really quick. This piece right here, as well as 1B, this little guy, and we're going to put them together using one of our two AP screws, which we once again get a spare of, which is nice of Agora to do just in case we do lose it. I'll leave that there for now. Now these are going to go together in a specific way. It's not going to be just a simple slide in. There's actually two notches in there that are going to need to line up. Just like that. Now I'm just going to, once again, just to make sure that I get a nice smooth fit, let's get this oil. Make sure it's not on the screw head. Once again, make sure everything's lined up. And because you're going into plastic again, tying it down until it's nice and tight, but not too tight. Once you're done, the lugs should be in their holes. That screw should be nice and flush, and you should be left with something like this. Now, once you're done with that, you're once again going to need to be cautious because they want you to grab I1J, which looks like this, and put this inside. Now there is only two ways that this could go inside of here. Here that don't really matter too much. Well, no, actually it does matter extremely importantly because not only do you have to make sure that the right ones are lined up with the right pieces right here, but you can't have it with this little extended part facing up. You have to have it this way where it's nice and flat. And let me just make sure that I know which way is which. Make sure the parts are right as shown. Okay, it's just barely faint, but I believe what they're trying to say is okay, yeah, I kind of see. There's let me check this. Gee. Okay. And there's it showing more obviously where one side is larger than the other. Here. I'm just gonna wait on this part. I'm attaching this into there for now because at the moment I do want to pull these parts that we're gonna need in the next step out. Take a look at this. Anyways, just to let you guys know, these are parts 1E, which will be going into here. I'm not seeing much of a difference from that line. Let me check someone who I know has a check World of Wing really quick, because I know he shows it at up close. Okay, here you are. It's going to using stipulation. Okay, that's okay. 1 second, I'm just okay. But there is a way to play around with whiskers and make sure it's both the way. One side's got a thick sort of lug on it, there, and one's got thin ones. Okay, I think I see how it's supposed to go. Well, mine looks to be about the same size regardless. Let's see. Let's I really wish there was a. Okay, I can kind of see it on here. I think they all look the same to me. They all kind of the same to me. I'm just going to see. Let's go with. Okay, I'm gonna guess that needs to be like that. Since, like I said, it's actually no. Okay, yeah, it doesn't really seem to matter. Since there's really only. Okay, yeah, I see. I'm worried about it for no reason because they are actually the same size, but okay, I'm not sure. I think it's just trying to let us know that. Yeah, I'm guessing it doesn't really make matter too much. But anyways, next you want to do is put the 1E parts into the into 1J. Where the long ones line up with the long, and the short ones line up with the short. Now you do have to be careful. You don't want to accidentally snap them off. All right, there's two. And you also want to make sure that you're doing this the right way. You want the small little connector going into the part that we just put on. All right, so it's just same to do the other side. All right. All right, so it doesn't really matter which way these go. I do want to double check and make sure. Okay, I think that mine is more just a. If it's wrong, I can easily pull the part out. Oh, and flip it around. But essentially, that's what we're looking at. Actually, let me double check. Is there a. Hmm. No, I should figure this out as soon as I get to that part. But for now, let's keep these down and looking like that. Right. Wait a plane. Oh, yeah, it's gonna look like this. Hmm. Um, I'm just gonna see if I can flip this guy around very quick. All right. Flip this guy around. That one looks good, and that one looks good. All right. So yeah, I think I got that right now. Just wanted to double check, especially with Wayne. All right, we can set this aside for just a sec because we need to grab 1A. Let's go over. Oh yeah, they're both 1A, so it doesn't really matter which blade you grab, as long as you grab one of them. And this one, you will be blading down, not like that, this way. This way. And you will be putting it in between the two plugs. On here. Should still pivot. I don't know if that's going to be a feature or not, but that's how that's going. And you need to pull up the two parts that we just did. Make sure everything's lined up. And you're going to use, once again, our EP screws, two of them, to hold that into place. Now, I haven't seen anyone try this on their YouTube channels, but I do want to see something. That makes me curious. I'm just going to get all four out just so that I can get ready to actually repeat everything I do here onto the upper side, and that is why we have a spare, because oh, nope, there is. I was gonna say I just lost it, but when I accidentally decided flying, but no, I found it. Anyways, just gonna try my hammer. Make sure it's lined up. And I just knocked it off my screw. And gently screw it in. And because you're going to plastic, don't over tighten. Okay, no, it will not flex after you get these done. And so, yeah, I cannot talk today. Sorry. But it will not rotate, unfortunately, but oh well. Would have been cool, but I'm guessing how it would have rotated is those would have been hydraulic press in system, so it would have to raise and lower to help adjust the torque and allow the which will allow the helicopter to turn on its y-axis or z-axis. So once I get this in, I can show you what I mean by turn on its z-axis. All right, that's in. Anyway, but yeah, what I was saying is essentially what this will do is provide a solid amount of thrust this way to help prevent the helicopter from wanting to essentially do that whenever it takes off. But what it also does is it provides the ability, by adjusting the pitch of these blades, to actually allow the helicopter to control how far it turns left and right that way on its z-axis, which would be the axis going up and down. The actual rollers, which I'll get to at a later time in the next half or stage, also adjust the pitch by using what's called a cyclic. That will actually control how much air it pushes down to allow it to rise and lower. So I'm about to empty this. I can probably pull out the screws. Find out what's left of this. Set to the side. And there. Bring back over the tail roller assembly that we just started on. Because what we need to do next is repeat everything that we just did of this one. Make sure that this is held tightly. So check this. Make sure it doesn't go the opposite direction by accident. Yeah, no, I got it the right way. Yeah, this only goes this way, so you need to make sure all of these little cutouts, as well as the curvature of each blade, is actually going in the same direction. And just like last time, we hold that into place using 2 more EP screws. Which, once again, even though I'm going into plastic, I still want to dip into my 3-in-1 oil just to help make sure that it goes in nice and easy. And because you're going to plastic, don't over tighten or you're going to damage the parts. But now that I have that one nice and tight, I can get this guy in just as easily. Okay, I lost that for a second. I do want to make sure that everything is lined up. Just going to hold it, please. I might just have to flip this. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, okay, that was close. Nope. That was the wrong one. Alright, there we are. That's the one I was working on. And, well, now that I have that, that's how our tail rotor is looking. Pretty cool. And yeah, these parts are supposed to stick up like that. Our little LED right here. And the beginning of our tail boom, that is all that we get to do in stage 1. Now we can set our what we did in the first stage to the side, because, at least for now, because we will now begin working on stage 2. And I'll be honest, in stage 2, it'll be easier for me to show off what I was talking about with pitch in a second. For this one, we get to build our first main motor per blade. Well, I'll just keep number 2. It's larger than 1. Okay, I just felt this side. All right, there it is. There's the top. All right, but yeah, in this one, we actually get to start the main our main motor, which, or at least the first main motor blade. I'm just gonna set that there for now. And actually, this is pretty nice, flexible plastic. Almost feels like rubber. Which this actually is, but this is actually a nice sturdy piece of plastic that's flexible, so if you do accidentally get hit, it won't hurt as much, but still it has a nice sharp edge to it, so you don't want to get hit. But anyways, what I was talking about earlier is essentially how this will fly, and would fly, is the actual angle of attack that each blade will actually do will determine if you move left, right on the z-axis, if you bank left and right on your, I think that would be, yeah, I think this would be your x. So if you're doing something like this, or if you'll be moving forward or backward on your y-axis, it's all controlled by the pitch. It does not increase or decrease in speed. It's all one constant speed. Anyways, just for now, but for now I'm going to leave the blade in the box because we're not going to be working on that first. The first thing we're going to be doing is, if I can find the right, okay, yeah, it's this part. Is we're going to grab this piece right here, which is 2P. And I'm also noticing that this also is a nice rubbery piece of rubber as well. And the first thing I want to do, find them, which I just did. Let me just find. So I'm trying to find a pair of tweezers that I could use to help grab them. So I don't want to absolutely cut them or break them. Ah, here's some. They come from a stock pair as well. That come from, I don't remember which one. But you're going to want these 3 belts right here. And again, they are made with rubber, so you're going to want to grab your 2Ds and 1 2I. And first thing you're going to do is actually glue the 2Ds into place onto each side. And they are only able to go one way since there is only one lug that we can go on. Right. Let's bring this back over. Get a little bit of glue. Down the lug. I might need to get some new glue just to help make sure that that's, get some more fluid glue. But that's our left seat, and this is actually our gunner seat that we're working on first. Here we are. Let's get some fresh, since it took a while before we actually needed to use it again. Yeah, that is our left side of the seat. Let's get Glue onto the peg. Put the right side on. And then lastly, to eye. And this one actually could be put on backwards by accident if you're not paying attention, but you want the squared sides to go into the chair right here. And you want the section right here that's got the corners cut off essentially sticking out. And that leaves you with something that looks like this. Next thing you're going to want to do is set the cushion part to the side. And grab the back of your chair, which is labeled, which the instructions label as 2N. And I want you to apply glue onto the 4 runners right here. Like so. And essentially, while making sure that that you don't accidentally pin the belts, it's underneath. You push it into place like so. Also, there's a little bit of detailing, like a serial number. I have no idea what that says, but you have a bit of details on your seats. Sorry, I just wanted to respond to someone really quick. But yeah, once you have that down, next thing they want you to do a little bit more glue is take the seat belts right here. And I want you to glue them onto the side. And over the sides, like so. Glue. Push over the side. Push it into the hole. And hold it down for just a while to allow the glue to set. And you're left with something that looks like that. Next, they want you to grab 2Q, which is going to be this little Y harness part right here. And they're going to want you to stick this long piece right here through the back. Okay, sorry, I'm a bit. Oh, it'll probably be easier with some type of tweezers or something, but okay, there we go. Got it. They want you to feed it through the back, and this little lug right here, they want you to glue right into that hole. A little bit of glue, that lug. Line up. down and hold it for what? Actually, it's no, you definitely want to push back out. Let me just a tiny bit more. Uh, push that. All right, there we go. Next, what I want you to do after you glue that back on is once again put some glue onto the lugs underneath the belts. Try and make sure you only have a here. And there. Fold this over. Line up with the holes. Look. Okay, missed. Here, let me try this. Let me a little bit. Dab it around the hole. Or push it down. All right. It's not the prettiest, but that's essentially what we're left with. Next thing they're going to want us to do is grab a little silver piece right here, which they label 2K. So apply a little bit of glue. And push it down into place, like so. And then finish it up by gluing down the center belt. Over it. And that's where we are at right now. Next, or the last thing that the next thing I want to do is grab 2L, which is like this. You want the thinner side facing down, wider side facing up. Let's apply some glue onto the two pegs right there. And then line it up with the holes onto the headrest. On the headrest. just like so. Next thing I want us to grab is 2R, which is this. Yeah, it's this one. This is 2R. They want us to push it into place right there, which is nice and tight, but I still want to apply a little bit of glue onto the pegs just to solidify and actually bring everything, make everything solid. So let's push that into place like so. As you can see, there's a little bit of writing on the side of this one, where this side, which is labeled 2S in the instructions, does not have anything. And like I said, it might be a nice tight fit, but I'm still going to apply a little bit of glue onto the pegs. Actually, that one was a bit on the loose side, so it would have needed glue anyways. The right side was nice and tight. Right. Next thing I wanted to do after we put 2S on is grab 2C, which is, I see it now, this back panel right here. Now there are two lugs that you're going to need to glue into place, and because it's going to be like that, I'm just going to apply a small bit right there in the middle. Up where so that the little pen piece right here is going downward. Let's get any leaks out glue wiped up, and we're looking like that. Next thing I want to grab is this back brace, which actually is made of metal. And they want us to glue this onto these 4 holes right there. So let's get this glue onto the 4 pegs. Grab our seat that we've been working on. Okay. And then push it down nice and flush onto the back of the seat. Sorry, I also just want to double check something. All right. Okay, there's two more things they wanted to do with this seat, at least in this stage. The next thing I want to do is grab this part right here. Now, they don't really show it. They do call this 2B, but my best guess is this is actually the, what they call the monocle. Essentially what it does is it attaches essentially a monocle to the in their helmets, and that allows them to actually turn their head, and whichever way their head or eye is looking, that would be where the gun is facing. And they want us to glue this into the last two holes right here at the top. Okay, that's gonna be stubborn, but enough. Encouragement. Get this to sit flush and in line with the chair. So okay, that's gonna have to do. But the last thing they want us to do, if I can grab my tweezers, pull them out. They're gonna want these last two parts, which are 2F and 2E, and these are actually gonna be easy to identify because these are D-shaped pegs and there are D-shaped holes. So essentially, yeah, just like that. You're gonna be gluing them on with these pointed inwards. So it's up. Let's mount onto here and here. Let's push these two into place, just like so. So that's how you're looking with the seat. And now we're done with this for a while because the next thing they tell us they want us to work on will be the actual rollerblade itself. Before I forget anything, I'm glad that I just saw this. But we do get a test board in this stage as well. And thankfully, this one's going to need AAA, which I have two right here. So before I continue with the build, I do want to get this ready for this stage because we actually do test our electronics in this one. Now we're going to go 2W and 2J. 2J is marked with a 1. Huh. Alright, so I found... Okay, yeah, so this one's 2J. You can tell because right here in this circle, if it's not blast out, there is a 1 right there. So you're going to want to take 2J and our roller blade right here, and with the edge facing towards you, you're going to line that up with the holes on 2J. We label the rollerblade S2W. And next, you're going to want to sandwich it to H, and then you find it really quick. That's BM. All right, here we are. And you're going to pin it all together by using these plastic bolts, which are labeled as 2U. They give us 3, but we only really need 2 of them. So thankfully, they do give us a spare just in case we do lose it and use one. Let's quickly grab our screw cutters. I'm going to snip 2 of them off. I'm going to actually throw the spare back in the bag. I'm going to bring this up, snip the first one. You know what I'm going to do is this. Just make sure I have. All right, I see. So yeah, those a little bit up there. Slide it in. And then okay, this is going to be difficult. Here, let's do this. Let's get both of them off. They're cleaned up. And what I'm going to do, or try, load both of them in like so. Do that. Okay, this is going to be difficult. So put my pliers. It's a snipper. That's not what I'm looking for. Oh, hey there. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna okay, this is really difficult. You know what? Let's try this. Let me set this down real quick. I want to try something. If I was to give it a additional raise. Oh, there we are. Let's put something like that in. That. It seems to somewhat help. Okay, that's I got the first one. So it did help. It actually did help. Okay. You know what? I don't need it for the second one, but all right. I'm just gonna give them a slight squeeze. And that's how we're looking with the blade. Unless I put that on back upside down. Did I put on upside down back? Okay. Yeah, I can still get it off. Thankfully, so let's double check. Double check. And yeah, I did put it upside down. It's supposed to go this way, so let's go. All right, there's the first one. Make sure it's lined up. All right, so that's how that's going to look. I am debating gluing them, but it feels actually really nice and strong just by holding it right there. But I'm also pretty sure something else might hold it into place. I hope. But that is this part right in the roller, in the first blade done for the main roller. Next, they want us to grab TG, or 2G, which is not this guy right here, and grab our tiny motor, which they labeled 2M. And once again, before I do anything, I do plan on gently and carefully smoothing out the wire really quick, just to make sure it's nice and smooth. It looks like it really matters which way it ends up. However, they do want to make sure that goes through with these little notches coming out the back. And, all right, they show bright and red on the right, black on the left. the battery facing up on this one, and then reverse it. Actually, no, it might not matter when assembling this, but that's how you're looking with that. Next thing I want you to do is put the top part 2T on. Next, bring over the completed our rotor assembly that we did last time, and just make sure it's down like that. And I want to make sure I get this the way that they have it in the instructions, which, if I'm looking at this right, okay, they want the right, red on the right side, black on the left. So let's grab this. Careful not to snap off the parts that any of the handles right there. Let's push it on. And next, they want us to grab two of our BMs, or yeah, BM screws, and screw it on into place. And because you're going to mill, now it's definitely advisable to dip your screws into metal. But that's actually the last two pieces of that, so we can toss that aside. However, it's not the last step in this stage, because, and I'm not sure if I'm going to grease it or not, but they will want you to not just, I'll show you once I'm done with attaching the screws. Now, the speed will be determined by how tight you put this, so we're going to potentially be playing with this. All right, that's nice and tight. But the next thing they want you to do is take the rotor and tail rotor that we just assembled in the first step, plug it in, and finally test your motor. Here, I'm just going to leave you like that so I don't accidentally damage the blades. Let's see, right there you are. Now you want to plug this into the larger socket. Just actually, oops, not knock that over, but I do want to wrap this around like so I don't accidentally damage it. Okay, it wants to spin, or it wanted to, but it's not. Did I damage something by accident, or did I tighten this too tight? Let's try this again. That's there. All right, I was just too tight. Now, let me try this. Let's. All right, that actually seems to be doing a job. Not sure if you guys can hear it. And I just did a cardinal sin with any type of power tool. And that is get my hair cut. But it's just faintly making a noise. Oh, jeez. That did not want to stay in. For some reason, it spun itself out. Don't know why it doesn't want to stay in. Maybe something's going to hold it in place, but let's see what happens if I get back in. Okay, and that's too tight. Let's see if that still allows it to. Yep. Still wants to work even like that. Don't know why it tried to pull itself out like that before, but that's how we're looking with the tail roller. All right. And with that, we're done with that. With the tail roller for now. But we're not done just yet. Because I want to find a safe place to store this so that it doesn't get damaged. But we're not done yet because they want us to test this LED right here, which would go into this small one right here. Will we get a glow if I can find out the right orientation for this? Nope, I had it right the first time. Will we get a glow? Yes, we will. It turns on. And with that, we can set this down to the side. And we're done with this for a while, so let's set that to the side. And with that, we are done with stage 2. Just make sure I'm still. Yep, I'm still alive. Sorry for the hiccups. Next thing we need to do is bring over stage 3, which, like I said, has that weird hole in it. I'm gonna have to double and go through my parts list just to make sure that I can verify that nothing was lost. Really quick before I do this build and do this stage. So bear with me for just a moment. Tossed, because that's not the one that's complete. Alright, there's the lid. And like I said, let's double check, make sure I got everything. Okay, there's that one. Let's see here. Yeah, let me lay this out the way it's shown in here. There's that. There's those two right there. That. Actually, I think I have everything, so I don't have to worry about pulling everything out anymore. Let me put everything back really quick. Because I'm pretty sure I have everything I need. Anyways, the first thing I want us to grab is the back of the gunner's seat, which is labeled 3G. Flip it over and grab. We then want us to grab 3F. Assume it's the one in the bag, right? Yes, it's going to be in the bag right here, which will be just with your base screws. Let's get this guy out. And they want you to push it in with all these little spires and such facing outward. And onto those two nut and lugs. So let me actually do this. Let's get rid of that glue. There. It's gonna be difficult. Sorry, I'm probably gonna do this off camera. Let's see. Why is this being so difficult to fit in? It'd be easier if I nope. About wait, one sec. Let me check with one of Wayne really quick. Let me see what he does. So just all right. Doesn't show what and how it gets done. Yeah, no tries. I'm trying to be very careful and not break, but that's one of the bugs that's being. Sorry, wait, I'm gonna have to pause you. Let me try something. Let me trust. There, God. I am tempted to just snip that second nub off because it's catching on that. Let me try some tweezers really quick. Yeah, if I can. Okay, you know what? Let me try making it easier on me and into get in there. And nip that nub. And it's really building up. It's up here. Okay, let's get this really quick. Here. Dry. Oh, nope, there we go. That was really easy. All right, let's try this again. Let's put a little bit right there. I hope that's gonna be right. Let me double check. I think that's. Let me see. He's still working on. I just double check. Do not show the back, but guessing that peg is gonna be a problem as well. Let's try and be careful. I don't want to break this out. Let's see. That like so. All right. Yes. Cleaned up a little bit. All right. Anyways, with that in place, which should not have been that difficult, we can now grab our bathtub cockpit thing. I don't know. I'm just making up words for it since I'm not sure what you would call this, but essentially you grab the cockpit, which they call GP. You would push this into place onto the screw. And the little lugs right here and holds it into place using BP screws. Which again, I will be dipping in oil, even though it's going to plastic, just to make sure it's a nice, smooth, easy fit. You don't have to, but I've learned the hard way what happens if you don't take precautions when screwing into plastic or metal. On this one. That's good. There's one. This will make two. I don't want to go over tightening these, or you might completely damage the part that we just worked so hard to assemble. Once you have that, you're going to work on the foot pedals, which will control the torque of the tail roller. So you're going to need 3H and 3J. And these are going to be directional. 3H will have, if you're looking at it from the sides where it's open, the shorter side on the right, taller side on the left. And then reverse that for 3J. Next, you're going to also need to grab 3B, which will have the pegs on the left, as well as 3A, which will have your pegs on the right. Now these foot pedals are going to, like I said, be what controls the torque. So that means that they actually will be what controls if you turn left or right on the z-axis. Now we're going to grab these, and I actually got that reversed. Yeah, you want the, I did get it Next up, I had right. I want to push pegs into the holes on each side. So that's that one. And that's that side. You're then gonna want to bring back over the part we just worked on. And since, like I said, you're working on the gunner seat, you're gonna want to glue them into the cockpit, which I'm actually going to test fit the pedals. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to push them in. Make sure that they're all right. Now that I know that they're both in right, I'm going to then take some glue and I'm going to lock them into place by gluing them underneath, just to make sure that they don't fall out and fail. Next, they're going to want us to do is grab these two side parts right here and attach them onto here. And like what last time I did something like this, I'm going to just apply a bit of glue there. You can barely see what I'm doing. That's why I'm glad I didn't glue it onto the pegs, because I can barely see what I'm doing. All right, got the left side in. Just apply a bit of glue There we go. That is a difficult fit, but essentially that's what you're looking at. Once you're done with that. Those are labeled 3L and 3M. Next, we're going to grab a little computer or keyboard called 3 in label 3N, which is this part with it facing this way, where there's a blue line on the top. We will be gluing that into place right in that little hole right there. I'm just going to get some fresh glue out. In, apply the peg. Up and push down. So it looks just like that. And you could get away with not gluing it, but like I said, I want to make sure this lasts a long time, so doing everything. Next, we grab our yoke, which is labeled 3K, and it looks like this. I might paint it gray and redo a few things, but I don't know. I'll see how things go. But this guy, you go into the hole right down there. Let's apply a bit of glue there. Looks like it wants to. Where did? Okay, let's grab these guys. There we go. That's better. Yeah. That'll do. Next, we grab in this part right here, which is labeled 3D, and we just glue it right in this little trough right here. So, around. So, and with the buttons facing forward and the phone back. Simply push it into place. The next thing we grab is our cyclic, which is labeled 3C. That will look like this, and again, you want to make sure that you're going the right orientation, so that means all this nice detail right here needs to face up. this will be going essentially into the holes here and there. That's going to be difficult. Yeah, let's try something. Let's grab this. Pull a little bit to make sure that's nice and clear. All right, so it's going to be like that. And because I want to make sure it's solid and not going to move around on me, I'm going to add just this slightest bit of glue. Into the areas that this will be going. Now I assume, yep, just as I thought. The next batch of buttons and details and everything, which looks like it's missing a detail for layer, will be or 2 or 3. Alright, it looks like we're actually not going to be done with the cockpit for a while, since there are 3 holes that I'm noticing on this. Regardless, what they're going to want us to do now is glue a cover over what we just did. Over the cyclic that we just glued into place. Not only hide or add more detail, but also to help pin the cyclic into place. And that's how we're looking right now. This thing's really coming together with a lot of detail. And it looks like I was just saying, we are not even close to being done with the details, since it looks like there's going to be 3 levers on there. And now we bring back over what we worked on in stage 2, our gunner seat. And we actually, my propellers are get to install it, and we attach it into the cockpit using our AM screw. And since you are going to mill, you definitely want to make sure that you oil this screw. There. Away. And oil. Okay. Trying my hardest not to. Okay. Apparently I was missing. Let's make sure it's lined up. Okay, something's not right. I know you want to go in with AM, but why are you not? I can barely see it. Let me. It's lined up now. Let's try this again. All right, there we go. There we go. Now I got it in. I might have to remove it if I'm right, and there are a few more details they want right there, so I might have to remove the seat just with those in. That's a small recommendation I have. Be careful and be ready to remove that one screw. However, with that in, we are now done with stage 3. We can set this aside for a sec because we're not going to need it for a while. Let's bring over stage 4 and start slicing it open. Now for this one, I am going to be holding on to the lid for just a moment. And may have to make a quick run to the bathroom and put some hot water because in this one we are going to be using maybe applying some decals. The first thing they want us to do is grab our new LED board that we just get in this one, and just like every other electronic, I am going to straighten out the cable. Now, Ian does this in his video. He snips the corners off. I might. I'm gonna see how it fits with the corners first, but I might just cut them off if it's proven to be too difficult. But anyways, they want us to bring the test board over. And test the LEDs, which I'm not sure if you saw or not. Just lit up a bright green. There we are. Now you can definitely see that's definitely a bright green. But now that we know our LED board is working, we can grab the back of our console and attach the board to it. And to do so, we are going to be attaching it with CP screws. Now, because I'm going to a circuit board, I'm probably going to forego the oil this time. I don't want to try and risk shorting it out. So let's up. Get the first one nice and, well, not tight. I want to get in tight enough that I can still position the board. But not enough that I can get the second screw in, but once I have both in, I can make sure that they're nice and tight, and just to make sure I don't again damage it. Yep, it still lights up. Everything's nice and tight, and we can start the next process, which is bringing over the front of our console. Let's set this aside for now. This is what it looks like. You need to flip it over and grab this and these clear parts right here and place it down onto the lugs right here. Now, it wants us to just place it. I do intend to ensure a nice tight fit, so let's get this cleaned off. Okay, now let's get fluids, turps, tacky, so let's get a tiny bit out. Get this in. Apply just the tiniest bit on the pegs. And glue it into place. Now we can bring back over what we just did, because what they want us to do now is they want us to thread this wire and through the hole, which I actually will be cutting off these corners from. Because now, yeah, that was so much easier without the corners. But yeah, we thread it down through so we can get down. And we then really push together, but like I said, ensure a nice permanent and solid fit. So I'll apply a little bit of glue onto the 4 pegs. Okay, come on. Almost. Just corner that does not want to push it. Let me. That. And we. There's some flash. All right. That seems to have fixed the problem. And now once this, it actually goes together. And again, since I have been dealing with it, I do want to test the lights again. And as you saw, it actually lit up nice and bright again. And here is where I'm actually going to pause for just a second, because I want to do one thing really quick, and that is yeah, I'm trying to find a container that I could use for all right. So I actually ended up using my what you call it, engine coffee maker. Second, grab here. I wanted to find my apple cleaner. So I wanted to grab my and get some hot water for this really quick, because before I glue anything on, I want to work on getting the details on. So I am going to bring this back over for this part. I also want to bring it over because, not this one. Here it is. This one right here needs a decal on it as well. So I just want to make sure I get some. Yep, it's going to be like that. All right, now let's carefully look. That was close. Okay, you know what? This guy won't work. Let's see if this guy will work in terms of cutting paper. All right, so that map I'm going to have to do right away. Oh, gotta be careful. Actually, you know what? Let me switch out the blade really quick since that. That's working. Right. Should have a thing of spare plates somewhere. Ah, here it is. Here we are. Spare plates. And that scared me. Just barely. This should hopefully cut a whole lot there. Yep, that cut a whole lot there. All right. So the map. You know, I'll start with the map since I'm worried that I might have damaged it too much. I damaged it. So let's. I should have some pair of pliers somewhere that I work. Nice pair of tweezers that actually will. Yep. Yes, I can. Let's actually start with the there. Yep, that's nice and loose. And this guy will be going onto the right one. Here's our order. Let's see if we can do a mix of you and the application. That should do the trick. Now let's double check. Okay, no, the map is not yet used. It's this guy right here that goes in the other side, the console. It's two of them done. Here, I'm trying to make sure that they're centered. It's in the right direction. Good. That should do it. It's gonna be interestingly very dry, but as long as it actually tries to define. So I'm just trying to make sure that it's centered. Alright, that should do it, hopefully. Set that wire to the side because now that I have, oh, you're not quite dry. And now that I have those on, I do want to get a little bit more glue. That came out a bit more fluid than I expected. I do want to apply a little glue onto what I just did. Okay, that's good. But I do want to get a little bit of glue. These pegs right here. So I can quickly these two glued into place. Anyways, now that that's done, we can set this aside and let it dry because we now need to bring out these two parts right here. And you know what? Let me double check with this. 14 times 2 times 2. All right, I think I see where it is. The two that we need right now are this. And that. And because I'm going to be handling them, clear parts, I do not want to get my fingerprints all over them, nor do I want to get any oils or glue residue on it either. So apply the utmost care and make sure that I do not okay, and I believe those are actually the wrong ones. Now that I these are the two I actually need. I know I talked about wanting to do everything, but with these ones, I won't be gluing them in place. I feel like it's just going to be too much of a risk to accidentally smudge it. But you do want to push it into place like that. On both sides. Oops. And I just, oh, actually, I thought I cracked or scratched it, but nope, thankfully not. Anyways, once they're both in place, then bring this guy back over. And I'm going to very carefully apply glue just on the outside of the pegs before I push it down on top. So a bit more. That's nice and fluid. I can't complain about. Actually, oh, might get nice and running like that for now. At this moment. And that's how we're looking so far. And just once again, I do want to do another test, and it actually looks really good. A bit overpowered, I'll be honest, but oh well. Maybe something I should have done before I do them is frosted one of them can be a near side one. Oh. Anyways, now they want us to start working on the map one. Let's move this guy out of the way. Bring out the two that I had before. You know what? I'm just gonna empty out the rest of this. So I can toss that. What they want us to do first is grab one of these guys, and it is orientated where they want the little notches on the top to pair up with the pegs on. All right. Once that's in like so, next thing I want us to do is take the next one, get that map on it, and then put that in down there. Bring it together. Now, the truth is I just barely missed it. So I want to make sure to get this. All right. Let me just make sure it's nice and centered. Whoops. I really wish this I had like a decal center. All right. And that's going to be like that. Once you have that in, you can then again, I'm just going to be careful not to apply too much, but you are going to then push it into place like so, making sure not to accidentally glue any put any glue on the screen. And with that, we can bring over our console once more. Just like last time, I'm just going to carefully glue onto the pegs. Push it down firmly into place. Just like that. Once again, now that I have that done, I am going to, once again, do an LED details, which that actually looks really cool. No light bleed. Everything looks really good, although I can definitely see the bulb behind it, but oh well. Finally, we bring back over the main part of the cockpit. slide the wire down through the hole, the giant circular hole right here. Like I said, I'm gonna be wearing gloves for this. Once you have it there, then I have the pegs on the sides until it's nice and firm, and then attach it using DP screws. And at this point, I could remove my gloves, but for now, I'm just going to leave them on. Let's get these guys out. Let's get there. Let me check. Can I still? Okay, yeah, I'm still live. Almost 3 hours for that. But that's it. I'm going to attach the final screw into place. Absolute certain. That's nice and tight. With that, that is the end of stage 4. And that is also the end of that pack. Now, I'm just going to do a night mode. All the lights off. I apologize, I'm going to be keeping my monitor light on for now, but with it now dark, I can now show you essentially what it's going to look like for night missions. That actually is looking really cool. I apologize, the detail is not going to come through for you guys on my cheap webcam, but this theme is looking really cool so far, the way it is. My gloves, okay. Anymore. But yeah, let me just see how that. You can kind of see it when the light's on, but that's how you're looking. I'm really happy with how this is looking, even stock. I am not happy with how there's just this obvious LED aim bulb in the back, but you're not going to be looking at it head on. It's not like you're really going to be able to see it. You're just going to be barely looking at it from an angle, so I think it'll be fine for now. However, with that, I'm going to keep that glowing for now. Yeah, the start of the cockpit, there seems to be a good bit that still needs to be done. You also have just this random lone light, which might be going here or here. And then you also have your tail rotor, which I don't know if this will work or not. Hopefully it doesn't short on me, but yeah, it seems to be working. Which also spins. Thankfully, it seems to. Thankfully, it seems like I got the perfect tightness because it spins up and dies down perfectly. Oh, I almost forgot. There is one more thing that we built, and that is the first of 4 main rotors. Now, I'm really interested to see how this is all going to come together. I kind of hope there's going to be a bit more to support it because that's just those 2 pins is the word. Need some, however, like I said, that as I'll do the next stage number 4. And that is also all that there is to do in pack 1. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this, but I might be posting another Titanic soon once I get the engines done. But I am really happy with how this cockpit and this point helicopter in general is coming out. I do caution you with these. They might, I'm not sure how yours are, but I also would caution you just in general to make sure that they don't break off. I honestly was debating leaving them off in this pack, but until later, but it doesn't seem like it seems like it has enough support that I could just leave it like this and not have to worry about any of these breaking. But I thank you for watching. Tune in next time when I actually do another build. And for my next video, whenever that is, till then, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.